Hey hoodies, welcome back to the Hood Table one more again. It's your girl back with an update on some local breaking news here. You guys, we had came live the other day regarding some breaking news of another child, the 10th one this year nationwide, that has passed away in a hot vehicle. A hot vehicle. Now, the story I had brought to you before, the other day, I think it was yesterday, was basically a 5-year-old boy who had passed away in a hot SUV. His foster mother had left him unattended in a car for over 7 hours. Now, when we first brought you this story, it was said that she was getting her hair braided at a hair salon or getting her nails done. Some people were saying she worked there. It was a lot of stuff going around because it's still a developing story. So we do have some updated news on the situation, and I'm going to show two news clips for you guys. But basically, what happened was a 5-year-old boy once again passed away in a hot SUV. Here the other day, it was like 89 degrees in an SUV for 7 hours or more. It had to get extremely hot. She went to work. The lady actually went to work. She has an office in the back of this hair salon where she was at while the little boy was outside in a hot SUV all day. So let me break to this news story, you guys, so I can update you and fill you guys in with what we have learned so far.
Well, we're learning more about how Juanita Pinon gained custody of 5-year-old Denocio Perez.
He's the little boy who died after being left in a hot car for several hours yesterday. Pinon is now in custody, charged in his death.
And we're learning that she was a friend of his birth family. KTV News Watch 7's Jessica Perez joins us live with the details.
Rob Quinicia, we uncovered documents in juvenile court about the child. In 2022, his biological mother signed over power of attorney to Pinon. This after learning about inappropriate behavior in her home. 5 p.m. Wednesday, this strip mall parking lot off 93rd and Binney became a crime scene. Omaha police says 5-year-old Denocio Perez was left in this hot SUV for 7 hours. He did not survive. Foster mom Juanita Pinon was inside a beauty salon. Employees said she had an office in the back. A witness at the salon says Pinon rushed outside and found Perez unresponsive. The witness performed CPR. Pinon was arrested for child abuse by neglect. Attempts to contact her family today went unanswered. Court documents show Pinon and her husband took in Perez in July 2022 when he was 3 years old. Perez's biological mother told state workers there were safety concerns about all her children living together. She signed over power of attorney to Pinon, who was a family friend. State workers later filed a motion in court that said the kids were, quote, seriously endangered in their surroundings, and requested immediate removal necessary for their protection. Shortly after, the court put all of the children in DHHS custody. KTV Investigates also found that in 2016, Pinon was convicted of felony theft by deception for stealing rental property payments. DHHS says it runs background checks on all foster parents, but did not answer questions about how or if Pinon got a license to foster Perez after having a felony on her record. Jessica Perez, KTV News Watch 7.
And that, you guys, is the first video that we are going to watch. But from that video, we learned how she came to have custody of that little 5-year-old boy. Evidently, the mother, the biological parents, had lost their children. There were safety concerns or safety issues, concern for their well-being. That lady, Juanita, happened to be a family friend, and she happened to get custody. Now, in the news story, when it first broke, they said a lady who was a foster parent of the 5-year-old boy left him in a hot SUV all day while she was inside of a hair salon. That hair salon, again, is called Muse Hair Salon. The actual name is Muse Beauty Bar in Omaha. It's a local salon. They focus on trends and allowing every client to have a memorable, healthy, and comfortable experience that is different than they have had anywhere else for their hair, nails, skin, and overall well-being. That's what it says on Facebook regarding that salon where the little boy passed away and where his foster mother was working. Again, she was inside working over 7 hours inside that salon, and they have her on video running outside every couple of hours checking on this little boy. Why? I still don't understand. Why would you now? It's bad all the way around when you want to compare it to children who might have just been left or forgotten in cars. But you knew this child was in the car all day and you went and actually checked on him throughout the day. Why did you leave the child in the car so you can go to work? He's 5 years old. If you can't take your child to work, then you shouldn't be working. Or you should put him in daycare or find another friend or family member to keep an eye on them. But leaving a 5-year-old child, that's just like leaving them outside all day in the yard. Would you leave your 5-year-old outside in the yard for 7, 8 hours in the heat without checking on them properly? And when I say checking on them properly, I mean keeping your eye on them, because kids get snatched every day. That child could have got snatched at that car. I mean, passing away, getting snatched, they're both bad things, but I'm just saying, like, who thinks like that? I can't even leave my 5-year-old outside for a few seconds while I run in the house when my children were that small, because I was a mama bear, very protective of my children. This story absolutely disgusts me, because while she was out there checking on those children every couple of hours, I know it's hot. I would know it's hot. And that baby sitting out there in that heat, probably sweating his little old self off in that car. I mean, what was you doing going out there to give him some water or something? Give him I mean, he's too big for a bottle, but give him a water, something to drink. What were you doing? Did you just check on him, make sure he wasn't passed out in the heat? Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand. And then the other day we talked about how she had a criminal background. People were questioning, how did she get a foster care license, with a criminal background for theft? I don't know what all could make you not get a license. I know, of course, abuse and, things like that could stop you from, violent crimes. I know those type of things could stop you from, becoming a foster parent. But people were questioning that. Like, how did DHS? But come to find out, she was just a friend of the family. So I'm not sure if she was actually licensed or not, but they were looking into that. But she was a friend of the family. Now, in this next video, I'm going to show you guys, it's another news story, and also some of the family members of the young boy are going to be speaking, including one of them, I believe, is his uncle. So let me go ahead and put that on camera real quick. And this story basically says, father of 5-year-old who died after being in hot SUV calls for justice for his son. So let me go on mute.
Friends and family gather to remember and say goodbye to a 5-year-old who was found unresponsive in a hot SUV. Good evening. I'm Quinicia Fraser.
I'm Bill Schimmer. They held a vigil for Dionisio Perez. Police say the boy's foster mother left him in her SUV in a parking lot near 90th and Maple on Wednesday. In court today, prosecutors say Juanita Piñon went to check on him several times, but ultimately the boy died. KETV News Watch 7's Jessica Perez joins us live in the newsroom. Jessica?
Bill, Quinicia, the boy's biological father tells me the last time he got to see his son was in 2022. Then his mother stopped allowing contact. He never thought that would be the last time he saw him alive. 5-year-old Dionisio Perez spent his final moments in an SUV parked outside a strip mall. The temperature outside in the 80s, his reaching 105 degrees when he died. His foster mom, Juanita Piñon, now faces charges of child abuse by neglect for allegedly leaving him there.
Juanita needs to be honestly locked up for probably the rest of her life, because you took a little kid's life without giving the opportunity to have a life. So a life for a life.
In court, the prosecution alleged Piñon parked at 10:30 a.m., then went to work.
Serena's videos show her coming back to the car a couple of times during the day. Victim was located about 7 hours later.
And did you indicate that there was surveillance video that she returned to the vehicle several times throughout the day? Correct. Is that what you said?
Yes.
The judge set a high bond after learning the details.
So many images come in my head, like, how many times have you done this before? How many times have you've not met the needs of the kids that are in your care.
Pérez's biological uncle believes his nephew's death could have been avoided. He blames Piñón, the state, and his sister for Nico's fate. Court documents show Pérez's biological mother signed over power of attorney to Piñón in 2022, after having concerns about all her children living together. He believes his sister turned a blind eye to Piñón's criminal record because of their friendship.
Even though Juanita had power of attorney, there should have been more of a vet of her background and the history of my sister's poor judgment.
Friday night, loved ones honored Pérez's memory with prayers, blue balloons, and stuffed animals. His biological father and stepmom say they tried to get custody, and the state promised them Pérez was in good hands. The social worker told me they were in good hands. Here are the good hands. They said they ran a concrete business and the kids wouldn't suffer. Why until that moment did they come looking for me until he was dead? They couldn't have done that when he was alive, and they didn't. They say the state needs to change the law to prevent more deaths like this. Please, I ask the system to look into the person, investigate the person to the most thorough way possible before putting kids in the hands of people who don't want kids. Pablo Lopez is now working to get custody of Pérez's twin sister. There's a link to a GoFundMe to help pay for attorney's expenses on our website. Piñón will stay in jail on $2 million bond. She'll be back in court in August. Back to you.
Jessica, thank you.
Okay, you guys. So there we even learn more information. The uncle feels like, his sister turned a blind eye to her friend's, background, her past, her past criminal history. Now, that is his speculation. That could possibly be true. But then I'm thinking, did she even know about her past? Maybe if they were really, really good friends, she might have known, but I don't know. You just don't always know everything that somebody's done in their past. But when we look at this situation, it seems like the friend was given power of attorney, and maybe not so much as a foster parent, like they said in the beginning when the story first broke. So I believe she probably just had power of attorney of the children. Again, the children were taken away because I don't know what was going on. Maybe that'll come out a little later. I will keep you guys updated as the story develops. But the real reason why all these children were taken away, they haven't really given the details. They just said something about, safety, their well-being, things like that. So I don't know if something was going on. Somebody was doing something strange with it. I don't know. I don't want to put no jackets on nobody without knowing all the full details of why the children were going away. It could be anything from abuse to, not being well kept, a messy home, all the things that kids could, be removed from a home from. So again, I'll keep you guys updated as the story continues to develop. Now, one thing I saw at the end of the video was the father and the stepmother talking, and the father said something about he was told that the kids would be taken care of, and that the family who took custody of the kids had like a concrete business or something like that, and that they would be taken care of. And he was like, why you come for me now and you didn't come for me when he was alive? So to me, I'm like, okay, are you saying that nobody involved you in the children's life, or you was just not there in the children's life? Again, I don't want to speculate. It's a lot of kids that were separated, and this lady, Juanita Piñón, who had custody of the 5-year-old, one thing that the uncle said was, I wonder if it's something that you have always done. Because again, who would leave a child that young in a car all day while you outside in the cool air? Y'all, every time I think of a child passing away in a heated car, like the story we've been following since last year here, the little girl, 1-year-old, who was left in a daycare van. The van driver got all the kids off, left her there. She was actually in a car seat on the front seat. How did he leave that baby in that car? Now, he said when he was charged and arrested that another child was acting out. He had went inside to go grab some more staff to get that other child, off the van. Okay. I got it. Y'all had issues with a child, but neither one of the staff, the one who came to give him a hand, or him, saw that little 1-year-old baby just sitting there in a car seat. Like, okay, this shit just baffles the hell out of me every time I hear these horrible stories. And again, this is child number 10 this year. Child number 10 this year of, children who left in a car to pass away in the heat. It's just so sad. It's just so sad. It's so tragic. Again, you guys, please make sure you like and share this video. Please and thank you so much. Just to recap, a couple of days ago, on Wednesday, July 10th, Omaha police officers were called to 3025 North 93rd Street for an unresponsive child. The 5-year-old child was located inside of a vehicle and transported to the hospital by medics, where the child was pronounced deceased. At that time, it appeared that the child was left unattended inside of a vehicle for an extended period of time. That extended period of time was over 7 hours. The temperature peaked at 86 degrees on Wednesday before the child was found, and it was the 10th hot car death in the United States this year, according to data from Kids and Car Safety. That woman, again, is Juanita Pignon. She was charged with child abuse by neglect resulting in death, and she's held on a $2 million bond. She appeared in court yesterday, and the judge gave her, as you can see from, the video clip I showed you, she went to court and they gave her a $2 million bond. And you hear the judge say, so y'all got her on camera going in and out the salon? Like, just picture that, in and out the salon, in and out the salon, in and out the salon, while that 5-year-old child sits there in that hot ass car. And you inside in the air, comfortable, all day, working in the back of the salon in your cool, comfortable office. Now, the uncle said, life for a life. His words, not mine. But she definitely deserves a lot of time behind bars. A lot of time behind bars. And again, you guys, I will keep you guys updated as this story continues to develop. And again, my condolences to the family of Dionisio Perez, 5-year-old Dionisio Perez, and his family, loved ones, and friends. You guys, again, make sure you like and share the video. Subscribe to the Hood Table if you are new here. Please and thank you very much. Feel free to hit the membership if you want to become an official Hood Nation member. And also feel free to hit the Cash App, $ the Hood Table 402. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day, you all. Stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood.